Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mindful Scrolling. I'm your host, Michaela, and this week we have a lot of things to unpack. I'm really excited. This is episode 10. Didn't know if we would make it this far, but here we are, steadily growing a follower base and getting messages here and there from some of you, and that has been really encouraging to me to continue on this journey of podcasting and getting these episodes out every Wednesday. There was a couple weeks ago that the episodes were coming out later, so hopefully I am back. It seems like so far I am back to a normal uploading schedule, Wednesdays at 8, and should be able to stick to that from now on. But yeah, I'm just really excited to come on the pod and talk to you today. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack, so I'm gonna just go ahead and jump in. I hope that all of you have been well. It's been kind of an insanely crazy week for me. So right now I am sitting in our little office/podcasting studio. I just got back from a almost 5-mile walk with my dog Sunday, and I am for real not sure how many more walks I'm going to be able to take her on, which makes me so sad because she loves going with me to the park. But when I tell you that it is full-blown summer in South Carolina, it is no joke. It's funny because I see things from other parts of the country, where the cherry blossoms are blooming and people are still wearing a light jacket. And you have us here and it is so disgustingly hot that every part of your body is dripping sweat. Like parts that you didn't know could sweat are sweating. But I decided not to go to the gym today and to go walk instead. And it was great for me and not so good for the dog. I felt really, really bad for her. She was having a hard time keeping up with me at the end just because of how hot and humid. My phone is saying that it is 87 degrees. Well, now it's saying 89. While I was out, it was saying 87 degrees, and it's definitely a lot hotter than that, in my opinion. It felt really, really, really just humid and nasty out there, but got that done, came home, spruced up my makeup, and I've got a nice little blue star pimple patch racking that on my chin with a full face of makeup. And then if you just want to kind of get this picture in your head, so I've got the star on my chin. I got my hair braided because it needs to be washed. I've got a shirt that technically is a pajama shirt, but it's doubled up as a kind of whatever. Like sometimes I'll even wear it out, or I'll just wear a lounging around the house shirt that says, "With enough coffee, I could rule the world." And I think it was actually my sister Anna's shirt years and years and years ago when I lived at home, and somehow I inherited it, and it has consistently been one of my favorite shirts. So wearing that, and then my trusty pink Walmart shorts, and that is the look for the rest of the day. On today's agenda, I have, aside from the podcast and that super long walk, which I'm recording this on Tuesday, so this will be going out tomorrow. I have a bunch of laundry to fold. Really proud of myself because laundry is really truly my least favorite chore. I hate, as much as I dislike loading and unloading the dishwasher, I hate laundry even more. And while I was working full time, I got into a really bad habit of doing my laundry and then throwing it all on top of the dryer and just letting it sit there. And Philip and I are both really bad about that. So just taking things as we were wearing them, taking them out from the pile. Well, since I have been self-employed at home, I am keeping up on the laundry, I think, pretty well now. So yesterday I was extremely proud because I actually got down to the bottom of my laundry basket and had everything washed, which is, when I tell you guys that this is like a huge thing for me, I'm being completely serious. It's like, that's a big deal. So today, when I wrap this up, I'm going to have to fold all of that. So, and aside from that, I actually have a couple of really good books that I'll get into in a minute, that I'm reading that I just got from the library. So that's kind of on today's agenda, but I am drinking my trusty iced matcha. Tried a new flavor, well, at least new to me. You can hear it. I'm gonna do that every time now. Of Nut Pods. This one is coffee cake. I honestly probably wouldn't do this one again. But it's okay. I definitely prefer it in my matcha rather than my coffee. But all right, enough babbling. Let's go ahead and hop into our obsessions and favorites of the week. Morning moments. So this one is super interesting. This happened to me a little earlier last week, and you might remember from, if you listen to last week's episode, how I was talking about intercession and intercessory prayer. I'm kind of exploring that again and more in my morning devotions. And I was praying last week. I honestly didn't even think I was going to mention this, but Philip thought that it would be a good idea to talk about on the podcast. So here we go. And I was asking God to give me what I call word pictures, which I used to get them a lot more frequently than I feel like I get now. And basically sometimes when I pray, as I'm, really like focusing on just meditating on God and communing with him, I'll get almost these illustrations in my mind, and then I'll pray them out loud, and usually I'm able to figure out what they mean later. And again, not to like sound weird or anything, that's just something I've always done when I pray, and I haven't had one in a long time. So I just asked God, like, I'm delving back into intercessory prayer, and I would really like to get a word picture from you that I can, kind of use to encourage me, whatever. So I kept seeing, this sounds so, I'm going to just say it. Okay, so I kept seeing the color yellow and a bird, like in flight. And that was super confusing to me. I feel like, and this is another story for another time, but I feel like God has always used cardinals in my life to kind of signify when he is like listening to me. And it's just, again, it could just be me. I don't know what it is exactly, but I've always, so now I'm sitting here going, okay, so I've got red birds and I've got yellow birds. Like what? Like, is this just me? Is this God? What does this mean? And so I kind of kept it to myself all day, and then I ended up sharing it with Philip later. And as we were talking about it and kind of unpacking it, I was like, okay, so a yellow bird makes me think of a canary. And a canary is a songbird, right? And then Philip was like, right, and we kind of both thought of this at the same time, canaries are, they, in coal mines back in the day, they would release canaries into the coal mine tunnels, and if they could hear them singing, they knew it was safe to go in, and there weren't any gases or anything that was going to kill them in the mines. And if they stopped singing, they knew it was dangerous and they shouldn't go in. And I had this crazy light bulb moment. I was like, oh, it's like the bright, happy, joyful songbird going in and being sent into a dark, vast place of unknown. And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense now. And I realized, like, I think God was trying to use that illustration to show me that with certain things going on in my life right now, that I have this joy and I have this excitement. And it's kind of cool because Philip always says that he associates me with the color yellow, and just like sunshine and happiness and joy. And being that kind of presence sent into a dark, vast tunnel of unknown and just completely trusting God with that unknown future. And I was like, whoa, that was just like a crazy light bulb God moment. And it just felt like a really, really cool illustration. Usually I'm able to kind of figure out what those word pictures, for lack of a better term for them, mean earlier. It took me like all day, and then also discussing it with Philip, but I thought that was pretty cool and wanted to share as my morning moment of the week. It was cool too because Philip was like, well, maybe in the past, whenever cardinals were kind of like your thing with God, that was you needing like reassurance that he was listening to your prayers. And now you have the yellow songbird or the canary that is full of joy and living out your purpose and just trusting God. And I loved that. So again, not to sound like super weird or, anything like that, but it felt very much like God was speaking to me, and I thought maybe it would encourage somebody listening. So I wanted to share. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do Obsession of the Week is kind of a hard one just because I feel like I've got so many that I could talk about. But I know what I'm going to say. My obsession of the week, 110%, is the new Sons of Sunday album. Oh my gosh, guys, if you have not listened to it, stop what you're doing and go listen to it right now. It's so freaking good. So, for those of you who don't know, Sons of Sunday is like a collective, with, let me click on them here. So it is Stephen Furtick from Elevation Church, and then Chris Brown, who's the lead singer of Elevation Worship, Leland, which a lot of us, we know Leland, and Pat Barrett, and Brandon Lake, and Chandler. What is Chandler's last name? Chandler Moore? Is it Moore? I think so. And guys, it's like every single one of my favorites worship artists getting together and singing these incredible songs. And I've been listening to them. They've released some out as singles over the past several months, and the album dropped a little earlier or later last week. It is so good. It's like literally impossible to listen to this album and not feel something. Some of my favorite tracks right now are definitely Holy Ghost, which is just like a total vibe. WDHD, Pray Mama is really good. And then I think my all-time favorite is All Back, which I've just been having. Like yesterday I had a dance party. I was like, Philip was upstairs working and I was downstairs cleaning the house, and I came up and I was like, I think I just experienced what it's like to have like one of those silent DJ parties. I don't know if you guys have seen that or heard of that or even participated, but that's a thing where people will like get together as a group, strangers, and put on headphones and listen to music and just dance. But nobody else can hear the music, and that was 100% me with the Sons of Sunday album yesterday. And it was so joyful and like life-giving to be sitting there like just like dancing and praising God and being like, he's gonna give me my joy back. It was just so good. It's like literally impossible to not feel the Spirit of God and not be happy like listening to this music. Plus, I love Pat Barrett. I love Elevation, Brandon Lake. They're awesome. And then Chandler is from Maverick City. His last name is Moore, isn't it? Let me check real quick. Chandler Moore. My sister Maria loves Chandler. So really, really good stuff. Definitely been like my obsession and is going to be the soundtrack of the summer for me. Drink of the week. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've really had anything that has stood out. Okay, so I did have a blueberry oat milk latte on Friday. That was really good. I've been wanting to make my own blueberry syrup for a while, and I just haven't done it. So I think at some point in the next couple of weekends, Philip and I have talked about this, and we just got to do it. Are going to go either strawberry or blueberry picking. We went blueberry picking 2 years ago, maybe. It was definitely our first year here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say it was 2 summers ago, and it was a lot of fun. I've never been strawberry picking, and of course I just want to eat them, but I really want to try making my own coffee and latte syrups. And blueberry and a latte is actually so good. We got this bag of coffee that we got ground for espresso from my favorite coffee shop back in Greenville called Methodical. And it's actually like processed with watermelon. So it's this really like delicious, fruity, light espresso. I think I tend to like lighter espressos a little bit better. It depends. I think it also depends on the time of the year. Than more of like the dark chocolate notes in espresso or floral. I like fruity notes. And I'm just like, oh, that, like a summer fruity espresso with, or like an Ethiopian, like like a Ethiopia roast, or usually like a little bit lighter and fruitier, with a blueberry syrup. That sounds amazing. So I had that at one of our local coffee shops, and I really want to try making it at home. So I guess that is my drink of the week. And okay, and then I have book of the week, right? So I have actually finished some pretty good books this week. Let me pull up Goodreads. Okay, so I finished, and of course it's not working right now. I love that for me. Okay, there we go. I finished Famous Last Words, which I think I had just started whenever I recorded last week's episode, by Gillian McAllister. Gave it a very easy 5 stars. I won't give anything away. Just go read it or listen to it on audio. It is so good. Gillian McAllister is one of my favorite thriller authors, and she literally never disappoints. So it was also, surprisingly, and I wasn't expecting this angle, like a romance. And it was like the dark thriller romance that I did not know I needed. So it was so, but with like the hostage fugitive aspect, it was so good. It was so good. I loved it. So easy 5 stars. And then I finished Cross My Heart by Megan Collins. I guess I haven't read anything by Megan Collins before. I thought I had. Her name seems really familiar, so she might have been in my TBR at some point. I give it I think I gave it a 3.5 rounded up. Yeah, that's what my little review on Goodreads says. It was fun. There was nothing remarkable about it or really that different. It was basically, and again, I don't want to give too much away just in case you or somebody reads these books, but our main character is a heart transplant patient, and she forms a relationship with her donor's husband, or like ex-husband, because obviously the donor is, has passed. So right there, that caught me because it's a really interesting premise, and there ends up being a murder investigation and maybe some stalking involved and things like that. So it was fun. It was definitely fun. It was not remarkable or anything, but I would recommend it if you're looking for just like a fun, easy to read or listen to thriller. And then I am reading with my eyeballs, She's a Lamb by Meredith Hambrock. Oh my gosh, this book has been like a compulsively easy read. I'm trying to decide if I want to read the synopsis to you or not. I guess I'll read just the beginning part. It says, I think her name is pronounced Jessamine. Jessamine St. Germain is meant meant to be a star, not an actor who occasionally books yogurt commercials, and certainly not a lowly usher at one of Vancouver's smallest regional theaters. No, she is bound for greatness, and that's why the part of Maria in the theater's upcoming production of The Sound of Music is hers, or it's going to be. Jessamine may have been regulated to the position of childminder for the little brats playing the Von Trapp children, but it's so obvious she's there for a different reason. The director wants her close to the sorry, it's funny. Wants her close to the role, so when Samantha, the lead inevitably fails, Jessamine will be there to take her place in the spotlight. It's good. It's good. It's I'm not sure that it's necessarily a thriller, at least not yet. It kind of reads like a thriller, but it's more of a dark comedy, which is not something I would normally go for, but it's been so easy to read. I've been loving it. Also, dang, this is taking a while because I'm already almost 21 minutes into this, and we're still on like my favorites of the week. Wow. But this, I had already planned for this episode to be a little bit more of a just spontaneous catch up. I have some, for me at least, really big news, really exciting news. But Philip and I on Saturday, drumroll, completed our first ever 5K. And you may have heard me mentioning that on the pod for the last few episodes. But when I tell you that was one of the most cool and biggest accomplishments of my life, I'm not exaggerating. I got like the most crap sleep the night before, which is very me. It's just very Michaela coded. Because we had to get up at 4:45 in the morning. So obviously I was awake until 2 a.m. To drive an hour to our zoo, which originally that was the thing that kind of hooked me, was that the 5K was at the zoo. I don't know what got into me, but this year I decided I wanted to like change up my fitness routine and really get back into shape, because working an office job like I was, I didn't have time and I fell off my routine. And I woke up one day and decided I wanted to learn how to run, which is kind of bizarre for me because I have never liked running. I've never had any interest in running. It's like literally you might as well shoot me because I hate running so much. I am definitely not going to sit here and say that I like it now, but I am continuing to do it because I think it is a really, really good challenge, not only for my physical stamina and my body, but also for mental clarity, mental health, all of that. So I decided I was going to start running. And I've attempted this over the last several years. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to get up and start running one of these days. And no, I've never done it. But I found out about this 5K at the zoo, and it seemed like a perfect opportunity. And I love the zoo so much. So I was like, we're going to train. We're going to do this. And we did it. So yeah, we got up at 4:45 a.m. and then ended up getting to the zoo for the run at about 6:30. And then there was a little bit of waiting around, obviously before the start of the race. I had ordered a size medium t-shirt because I didn't want it to be too small, and I'll wear a medium like a lot because I like oversized, but I should have gotten a small because this t-shirt was like, I was swimming in it. It almost came down to my knees. Philip was really excited because he had actually gotten fit for like the day before for a really good pair of running shoes, which he desperately needed. Every time, poor thing, we would go run, as we were training, he would end up getting like shin splints really bad, or like the bridge of his foot would really hurt just because he didn't have the proper shoes. And I didn't realize that there was so much science. And this might sound stupid. I mean, maybe everybody knows this, but I didn't. I didn't realize there was so much science behind shoes. The girl that did Philip's fitting for his shoes It's like studying his gait and how he walks, his posture, in order to like find the best running shoe for him. And she did a really good job. She's actually getting her PhD in like shoe science or something, which like, again, I didn't know that was a thing, but she was telling us about all the different types of foams and what they do. And apparently she was 110% right, because Philip got a pair of shoes that fit him perfect, were really comfortable, and he had zero issues through the race. But yeah, it was fun. There was over 600 people there, which kind of surprised me. I don't know what I expected. And it is so motivating to run with a group. It's like those 3 miles flew by so fast. I couldn't believe it. I mean, we did take a couple of breaks. Our time was definitely not the best. It was beginner time, but I mean, we're definitely still beginner runners. And I definitely am still very much interval training. I cannot run straight through. I cramp really bad. If anybody listening is a runner and has tips for me, please let me know. Leave a comment or message me. I have not quite found the remedy yet or right now to like the cramping that I deal with almost every time that we run. I didn't end up cramping at the race, which was definitely a God thing, because I cramp every single time I run on my own. So, but it was so much fun running through the zoo, because we got to see all of the animals bright and early in the morning as they were just waking up and like coming out into their enclosures. We ran past like the silverback gorilla and the rhinos. We saw the flamingos. It was just, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And then running like through the finish line, I mean, talk about an endorphin rush. Guys, this is something I never thought I could do. And, we came in at just under 40 minutes. It was like 39 minutes. So again, our time could have been better, but I don't think that's what it's really about, especially for your first race. It was just about doing the hard thing and accomplishing a goal that you didn't think you could do. And on that note, I just wanted to encourage somebody out there, because something I've been thinking about a lot is pushing yourself to do the hard things when your brain is telling you can't. So, and I'm not going to like get into go down a huge rabbit trail about this, but one of the biggest things that I've seen in myself and then in, family and friends, when it comes to anxiety or any type of fear, is getting stuck in that fear and not being able to move forward from it. And it sounds really like dumb when you say it out loud, but they do this with like replacement therapy as well. The only way to get past that fear or that anxiety is to just go out and do the thing. So for example, I didn't sleep well at all the night before the race, and I felt kind of like crap. I really, really did. And I know my stamina would have been a lot better if I had let my body recover and get a good night's rest, but I didn't, because I was anticipating waking up. And I still got out there and I ran that race. And that just felt like the biggest accomplishment in the world. So do the hard thing, make yourself do it, and push your boundaries, especially when it comes to the thing that's holding you back or keeping you fearful. So if you know you need to get out of the house more and you're stuck in the house because you don't feel like you can leave because maybe of social pressure or anxiety or whatever it is, take those little baby steps. You don't necessarily need to like go out to some party and surround yourself with people if you have chronic social anxiety. But, maybe go to the park for 10, 15 minutes, and a dog park even, where there might be other people, or a library or a coffee shop, just taking those small steps and building toward, bigger and bigger things and, longer times goes a long way in defeating that fear and that anxiety. So yeah, that was kind of my little takeaway from the race and doing something that I very clearly never had any desire or ambition to do. It was funny because one of my sisters, I was telling her, I thought she knew that Philip and I had been training for a couple of months for this 5K, but apparently she didn't. And I was telling her that we were going to do this, and she was like, and she was so sweet about it. She didn't mean anything by it, but she was like, "Michaela, you can't run." And I was like, "Oh, you want to bet?" I was like, "I am running. I may not be a great runner and I may not be the fastest runner out there, but I am going to run. I can run." So yeah, it felt like a huge accomplishment. Afterward, we were absolutely famished. One of the cool perks of finishing the 5K was that we actually got free admission to the zoo that day. So we brought a change of clothes. We still felt like disgusting and sweaty, but like even after changing, but it was a hot day, so we were gonna sweat again anyway. And we ended up going into the zoo, and it's the first time ever in my life, and probably will never happen again, but that I had a burger and fries at 9:30 in the morning. So that was actually a lot of fun. There was nobody else in the restaurant, and this is like the restaurant that's at the zoo. So we ordered a burger and fries, which were actually so good. Like for a zoo cafeteria, it was really good food. And we got to sit on the deck outside, and it's overlooking the alligator enclosure, and then we could also see the giraffes. So that was pretty much, that's the way to my heart right there. Getting surrounded by animals, eating good food. I had the endorphins from the race. It was good, guys. It was just a really, really cool, fun experience. I have no idea what running is going to look like in the future. I did go running again yesterday, and my time was terrible. I think I'm just still trying to recover. So I also probably need to get a better pair of shoes. My running shoes are fine, but I kind of want to do what Philip did and get like a professional fitting and have somebody like analyze my feet and do all that. So that sounds so weird. So that I can get really good running shoes that will just help me maybe improve my stamina or my distance and things like that. So that was a really, really big, exciting highlight of my week. Aside from the race, I think I just want to briefly touch on some of my like current summer essentials now that we are coming into, at least in the South, like full blown summer territory. I should have brought it in here so I can get the exact name, but one of my absolute favorite products right now is the Brazil nut body butter from Trader Joe's. And what I love about this product is the way it just like melts into your skin, and it does not leave you feeling greasy at all. Like it is very like I just put some on, and I feel so soft and so moisturized without feeling greasy. That's something that I have definitely found using coconut oil as a lotion. I think the coconut oil personally has helped me tan. I don't know if there's any like science backing that at all, but I've gotten a lot darker this spring and coming into summer. And I've been putting coconut oil on my body after a shower like daily. So I don't know if that's a part of it or not, but it definitely will leave, like even if you just use like the barest amount, it'll definitely leave like a little bit of a greasy residue, which I guess makes sense because it is an oil. But I just love the Trader Joe's body butter because you can use a lot of it too, and it will just like melt right into your skin. So that's definitely one of my summer essentials right now. It's great also after being in the sun to, kind of lather yourself up with like a good body butter. So that has definitely been one of my favorites. I'm going to say my next like must is, let me think for a second. I'm going to say my linen pants and shorts. Like linen is so breathable. and comfortable. It's not too hot still for the summer months. It's really easy to thrift. And I just cannot have, like, I simply cannot have enough linen pants. I've got them all hanging up in my closet. And every time I buy another pair, I'm like, I don't need any more linen pants, but I wear all of them. So they're really great too for like a beach cover up if you are going to the beach at all this summer and you just need something quick to throw on over your swimsuit. A pair of like linen pants with a little bikini top is really, really cute. And then I'm gonna say, what are some of my other summer essentials right now? Braids. I am loving braids right now. They're cute and they also just keep your hair off of your neck and out of your face. I got this really cute little strawberry clip from Target a couple weeks ago that I have been also using to kind of pull my hair back, to either do like a half up, half down, or a little bun. I typically like to wear my hair down, but it has just been so oppressively hot here that keeping it up, especially if I'm going to be outside working out or, running, walking, whatever, it's just, I need to keep it out of my face and keep it off my neck. So cute little claw clips, maybe a little seashell clip or starfish. I definitely want to incorporate more beachy seashell vibes into my wardrobe for the summer. I've just been dying to go to the beach. So that has been like super heavy on my mind. And I need to get some more like beachy jewelry and hair clips, like a cute little, like maybe a starfish claw clip would be just perfect. Yeah, that would be absolutely perfect. Something else that I think is a must for the summer right now, a good pair of walking shoes or running shoes, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier. I think we definitely wear more sandals and flip-flops in the summer, but a cute little pair of sneakers looks really cute with dresses, rompers, shorts, and is also practical if you are doing any like outdoor sports at all, or I don't I don't do any outdoor sports, but I do walk and run. So I think a good pair of shoes is really important. I'm definitely, like I said, due for a new pair. Something else, and this is a supplement I think I may have mentioned a few episodes ago, but sea moss is been one of my favorite things to take right now, and it has a ton of health benefits. But I have been doing it for around 3 or 4 weeks now, and I do see some improvements in my skin and my sleep, but it can take up to 6 weeks to really start seeing improvements and changes in your body. The brand that I'm using, I believe, is called True Sea Moss. It's Irish sea moss. And I got the blue spirulina and raspberry flavor. And as soon as I tasted it, I told Philip it tasted like spring or like summer. And there's really no other way to describe it. It's not like anything else I've ever tasted before, but it's like this delicious, like light floral flavor. And honestly, there's so many flavors, but I don't know if I even want to try another one because that one is so good. And it does taste really, really, really yummy. It's like, it's refreshing. I don't know. I might want to try it like maybe in a matcha or smoothie or something at some point, but that's definitely one of my essentials right now for summer and hopefully beyond. I really want to see and test it out to see if I get the benefits that it claims to have. And then I think some other essentials that are really important for the summer months as it's getting hot and we're sweating a lot more. I don't know about you, but I sweat so bad. I don't even think my husband sweats as badly as I do. Like when I came back from my walk, I was dripping. But keeping like in your beach bag or your day bag or whatever, roll-on perfume has been a lifesaver for me. Just like keeping a tiny little travel-sized roll-on perfume in your bag and just putting like a dab of it behind your ears I like to do behind my ears, a little bit on my chest, and then obviously on my wrists. And it just keeps you, smelling nice and fresh and pretty, even if you may not feel or look like it. And then also a travel size deodorant. My sister Maria put me onto this. It's again, probably common sense, but I don't usually carry a deodorant with me, and that is definitely from now on going to be a must. And again, it probably sounds really obvious, and maybe everybody else does this, but just having the little roll-on perfume and then a little travel size deodorant. Like I think Target has those little like mini travel size native deodorants that come in a bunch of different scents. And then I really like the Touchland hand sanitizer. And that is really great to have on hand anyway, but especially in the summer, I don't know. There's just, depending on, where you're going and what you're doing, like festivals, fairs, maybe being at the beach, and you might have to, use a, porta potty or something like that. I just like having a nice hand sanitizer in my bag, in my car, that I can quickly like spritz on. And it kind of doubles up as a perfume too, because it smells really, really good. So yeah, those are kind of a few of my summer essentials right now. And of course, I've got to include like, a good book. Again, I've had the beach so much on my mind, and we're working currently on putting together a little beach trip for this summer. Because we are going to be moving in a few months. We don't want to do a big vacation right now. To save up for the move, but going to the beach is doable, so we're working on planning that out. And I definitely want to get a couple of new swimsuits this summer, just because I've been wearing the same ones for the last couple of years and I'm tired of them. So I think Philip and I are going to go to maybe the mall one of these days so I can try on some swimsuits. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. I'm sorry if this episode felt like it was all over the place. I had a lot I wanted to talk about, but I didn't really have, one concise topic, which, like, surprise, surprise, it's me. So that's why I kind of want to end it by doing a little bit of a summer essential list. But I hope that you got something out of it regardless, and that you will like and subscribe. Please share this with your friends and family. And I will see you next week. Love you. Bye.